toes the entire way through to engage the muscles in the toes and also get a full deep knee bend at the end of the squat. I don't know, over the past 2-3 weeks, ever since I got into kettlebell juggling, I think kettlebell juggling became this other thing that I started working on so much that it took away from some of my accessory work. So today so for today's workout, I'm planning on starting off with some landmine and heavy kettlebell supersets. With the landmine, I'm starting off with hack squats, but going to try and sit on the floor for each rep and going for 5 reps each shoulder, and then superset that with swings, kettlebell swings to front flips on the kettlebell. So, it looks like this. After 5 reps, switching shoulders. Supersetting that with the front flips, as mentioned. So, swing, front flip, swing, front flip, swing, front flip, swing, front flip, swing, front flip. So doing 5 of those. Anyway, I'm going to superset these two. The swing to front flip helps me work on kettlebell juggling a little, and then the landmine portion of it helps me work on the squat. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for now. Let's see what happens next. So for the next superset, doing staggered landmine squats. The staggered nature of the movement forces your core to be engaged and also allows you to work on your body in a unilateral way, going 5 reps each shoulder. I'm also staying on my toes the entire way through to engage the muscles in the toes and also get a full deep knee bend at the end of the squat. Switching reps or switching shoulders and stance after 5. Supersetting that with alternate kettlebell front flips. Looks like this. doing the flips with the heavy kettlebell helps me build the power for flipping the 25-pound one, and also it's a very good explosive movement, and like you're thrusting at the hip, so hits the glutes really well. Then you're flipping and you're catching using the shoulders, and there's a lot of supporting calf muscles the entire way through, so it raises your heart rate big time. Anyway, I'm gonna do like 5 sets of that. So for the next superset, I'm gonna start off with tactical cleans on the kettlebell, then move into some push-ups, then I'm gonna do some suitcase deadlifts on the landmine, rear facing suitcase deadlifts. So all of that looks like this. After for each side of that, doing 4 I guess one-sided push-ups, 5, and then switching sides, and then moving into some rear facing suitcase deadlifts. Looks like this. So yeah, doing these 3 exercises for now as a circuit. There's a unilateral theme with each of the exercises. So the tactical clean has a rotation component to it and a transfer of weight from one side to the other, which forces your obliques to stay engaged, and then also the movement, the momentum going from the legs into the shoulders and into the arms, into the shoulders. Then with the offset push-ups, one side has to go into a deeper range of motion while the other gets to stay relatively low range of motion, which brings about its own kind of interesting challenges that the body has to compensate for, especially the core, again, is staying engaged to manage for these offsets. And then finally, with the rear facing suitcase deadlifts, there's a difference of load on one side of the body versus the other, so the other side has to stay engaged to like even things out. And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do this for about 4 to 5 sets. So I've been ignoring my neck training a little over the past couple of weeks, so I've decided to make neck training the next part of today's workout. So I have one of these iron neck harnesses that comes with this, so that you can hang weights off of it. Hanging a 10-pound kettlebell in a way that, so I'm going to train the sagittal plane. Sagittal being what's in front, I think. I don't know, I used to remember these definitions better, but it is what it is. Whatever's in front. So I'm hanging the weight off the front of my body, and so I'm going to bring it back. So this is training muscles in the back of the neck. Doing the movement really slow and controlled, so that there's like so that the weight doesn't swing and unintentionally creates strains in my neck that I don't want. I'm using my thumb and index finger kind of as a guide for the weight to follow. Going for 10 to 15 reps. With neck training, the key, I think, is to go really light and just really focus on mind muscle contraction. Then after that, I'm going to move the weight behind me. So while moving it behind me, I'm going to hold on to the sides of the thing so that it doesn't just fall off and yank my head behind. And then slowly guide it. So that, so that it doesn't fall back. Anyway, so now it should look like this from behind. So now I'm going to slowly move my head back and then flex forward. If you feel like it's a little uneven, just switch, like mess around with the harness just a little bit to get it even, and then keep going. Here it's working two muscles over here, which are responsible for bringing the neck forward. But yeah, I'm gonna do this for now. These two movements, I'm gonna do 4 sets of this, and then on to the next one. So another muscle group that I've kind of not been focusing on, except for like with towel grips and stuff like that, is forearms. So I do grip work, but like I haven't done actual like hypertrophy work or like rotation muscles and stuff like that. So one of the exercises that I like to do is with the kettlebell, I'll hold it at the bottom or with the weight facing bottom and then rotate my wrist inwards. I'm going to go for 10 to 15 of that. So your wrist has a few different functions it can perform. So it can flex this way. It can flex this way, extend this way, and then rotate. So most people work if they work forearms, they usually do the extension and the flexion, but I don't think many people do rotation that much. In any case, if you don't do it, you should do it, and if you don't train forearms, you should train forearms. Forearm and neck training appeared a lot more earlier on in my videos, and then I don't know, over the past 2-3 weeks, ever since I got into kettlebell juggling, I think kettlebell juggling became this other thing that I started working on so much that it took away from some of my accessory work. So today I'm taking time to make sure that I work on those things, because I believe working on my forearms, neck, and abs have had a very significant effect on how I feel in day to day life and how it affects my overall lifting. So I don't want to forget about those. Similar to knees over toe style training, um, where the principle is kind of to work the muscles in the range of motion that's kind of excluded in traditional exercises, and also work on muscles that are excluded in traditional exercises, um, or traditional training programs, which then helps fix pains and open your body's range of motion to, or reverse out tightness and bring your body back to its range of motion that it once had. Similarly, I think stuff like elbow pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, and stuff like that come from uh, muscles such as forearms going underworked or undertrained, which then uh, leads to problems in the elbows and shoulders. I do think it's necessary to contribute a significant amount of time to training these accessory muscles. I think they translate to much better strength gains over the long term. Like when you have strong forearms, you don't have to be scared while handling heavy weight and be scared that your wrist might get injured, because they're supported by strong forearms. Similarly, with the neck and stuff, uh, if getting punched is ever your worry, if you have a strong neck, from what I understand, you're able to absorb punches better. So if you're ever in trouble or something, then the odds that you're gonna get knocked out is a lot lower, I guess. But I guess even just besides that, I think a lot of people complain about neck and back pain with age, and I think that doesn't necessarily come from age, but comes from people not training their neck, and as a result, uh, your body just having a hard time holding your head up. So if you have a strong neck, it's not going to have a problem with that, and then you shouldn't have pain. At least that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, as long as you're training safe and not pushing things too hard with these accessory training, you should be good. And I think with strong accessory muscles, they translate into really strong traditional lifts. Let's just say traditional lifts are just overall strength in like the bigger movements. Anyway, I've rambled on for a while now. Gonna finish this for a bit, few more sets of this, and then on to the next one. So after wrist rotations, so another function of the forearm that I forgot to mention was to bring objects like that and also like that. So so this is just a regular tricep push down handle, and it's heavy enough to where if you hold it at the edge, there's enough total resistance to where doing this is kind of hard. So I'm going to support my hand to kind of isolate that muscle. I'm going to go for 10 each hand. You should feel it right around the side of the forearm. I'm wearing baggy clothes, so it doesn't help. Maybe next time I do this, I'll wear like a tank top or something. Might make it easier to see. So while doing this, I'm kind of letting the handle rest, like go like this to where it's, kind of pushing on the index finger, I guess, the most. And then closing all the fingers and pull, like bending the wrist at the same time. Supersetting that with, so gonna hold the thing on the side and then close this way, working the opposite side of those muscles. So earlier I was working this side, now working this side. After about 15 of each movement, going to repeat that on the other side. And set. Alright, gonna repeat this for a bit and then on to the next one.